What's up, everybody? We back here again with another conversation. Today I got my man Chris Hovers.
Yes,
Chris
sir.
Hovers, right? What's up, dog?
It's good, bro.
I like your name, bro. Chris, that's a good name.
Yeah, for sure.
My name too.
Yep.
So first things first, bro. Where did you get your name from? The Hovers part.
Very interesting story, bro. So I just graduated from Emory University.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
My man educated.
Shout
out to FOM.
Yeah, shout out FOM for sure for connecting me.
The link.
Yeah, for sure. When I first got to school, y'all remember like those little hoverboards that people used to have?
Oh, hell yeah.
Bro, I had that shit, and that's how I was getting around campus. Like, I was riding around that shit like everywhere. And so when people referred to me, they was like, oh, you talking about hoverboard, Chris? So like, yeah. So for a while, I was producing under that name. Like, I first started making beats. Shout out to my homie who was Coast. He's another dope artist from Atlanta. He like showed me his music, and like he was showing me like, yo, like I make my own beats too, and I rap and all that, and that shit was super different. And so I pretty much started getting into producing because of him. And you know, with the whole hoverboard thing, that shit just started to click. Like, people literally referred to me as like, oh, you talking about hoverboard, Chris? Okay, so literally I took the startup sound of the hoverboard and I used that as my tag for a long time.
Oh shit.
And I don't know, eventually I kind of like started to grow out of the name as I got older, and like me and one of my homies, shout out to Dre Digits, we were talking, and he was like, I think me and him were just bouncing back and forth, like bouncing ideas back and forth, and that conversation led to Chris Hovers. And how I look at that now, you know, us flipping it that way is like, Chris Hovers is all about my elevation, and then how I can help other people elevate too.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's how we got to Chris Hovers.
Little double meaning.
It started as Hoverboard Chris, but had to mature.
That's fine.
More mature with it. So yeah.
That's very fine. So you spoke about you producer. So how'd you get started on that? Did you kind of start producing first or rapping first? 'Cause I know most people.
I definitely started producing first.
Okay, that's
yeah. I started producing first. Before, like the summer before, I started producing freshman year of college.
Okay.
But the summer before that, shout out to my homie Hazik. He's like my best friend since like second grade. That's like my brother. Me and him were on like this field trip for this college prep program, and we were talking about the lifestyle of rappers and like what that would be able to afford us, and like, you know, how that shit would be. It would be lit, whatever.
For sure.
And literally that summer we were on a bus. I forget where we were. We were probably in like Maine or New Hampshire or somewhere, doing like some oceanography trip, some shit like that. And we were writing verses on a bus, and I wrote like my first verse, and I forgot what I said, bro. That shit is long gone, but that was my first attempt at rapping. But then when I started making beats, a lot of people really didn't, I could tell my shit was different. Like, I didn't know how to make the mainstream trap sound, or like,
that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, and for a while, I was beating myself up about that. Like, I used to think that's what I had to, eventually I learned to do that, and now I feel like I've gotten away from like that original sound that I had in the beginning. Like, I had more of like a electronic, like, it was just some different shit. So
I feel you, bro. Yeah. When I started making beats, my shit was the same way. That shit's in a vault somewhere. You will never hear that. Like, I feel you, bro. Yeah. I was on the same wave.
But yeah, so basically I could kind of tell like the homies wasn't really feeling the beats. So I was like, not even just the homies, but a lot of people, I was like, I could tell they just different. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just start rapping on my shit. And I think around the time I started rapping, it was when The Life of Pablo had dropped. And I really like the beats on there, like on that project. Like, I really fuck with that shit. So
the presentation of that project was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
With like the season 3, bro, all of that shit, it was just so crazy. Like, that's a big moment.
He's the greatest.
Yeah. So yeah, that project dropped. What else project dropped around that time? Like freshman year, it was The Life of Pablo. The Incredible True Story from Logic. I fuck with how that like whole production was sequenced.
Bro, you're speaking my language, bro.
Yeah. Saba Bucket List Project.
Yes.
I fuck with that. And then
that's not Coloring Book, is it?
It was Coloring Book around that time. Yep. Coloring Book was around that time, I think. Oh yeah, he was on Coloring Book.
And I believe that's also What a Time to Be Alive? Or is that the year after that? Drake and Future.
I'm not sure. I'm really bad with dates and titles and all that shit, to be honest.
I feel you. I fucked it up, but it's okay.
But yeah, those albums, what else?
So you'd say those are kind of your
Rashad,
okay. All the niggas we bring in here that know what they're talking about, they bring up Isaiah Rashad. If you know, you know. Isaiah Rashad is that guy.
Yeah,
we're waiting on that next project, by the way. So
yeah, definitely
make it happen. But okay, so some of your influences, would you say those are kind of your main
production wise? Yeah. I think so. Artistry wise, I'd say Saba. A lot of cats from the Midwest, like Saba, Smino, Mick Jenkins.
Smino different, bro.
Crazy.
Smino different.
Super crazy. Like, and definitely Kendrick in terms of like rap and like overall artistry. Cause I actually was, like, growing up, I wasn't really the kid who heard music and was like, all right, I'm gonna go check out that album or look it up, because I didn't even know how at the time. I just used to come out into the living room and see my sister looking at music videos on TV, like VH1, MTV, all that shit. And then I went on about my day playing with Legos, playing with video games and shit like that. But it wasn't until later in high school, I think it was Good Kid, Mad City that came out. That's the one with Poetic Justice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when that shit came out, I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? So I literally that was the first time I really started like learning lyrics back to back, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. And yeah, I think that's when I really got onto Kendrick.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I feel you. That's dope, bro. What program you used to produce?
I started in GarageBand.
Okay, same.
My homie Coach, shout out to him again. Like, I literally wouldn't be producing if it wasn't for this man, for real. He gave me Logic Pro X.
I was gonna say, did you go Logic route or Ableton?
Logic. What's crazy now is I do mostly Ableton now.
That's crazy.
Like,
I can't. Yeah, I don't know.
I literally only learned Ableton because my dad wanted to learn how to produce, and he plays the drums and a little bit of bass, and he wanted to learn how to produce, and so I had to basically. He got a keyboard that came with Ableton, and he was like, yeah, bro, like I need to learn this shit. And I was like, he was like,
Ableton Live 7.
I was like, fuck it, I guess I gotta learn this shit. So I learned it. At first, a while back, I bought a keyboard, I think an Akai keyboard, and it came with Ableton, and I opened it, I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like,
I got the same one, came with Ableton 7 or whatever. Yeah. I didn't know what it was.
But I didn't know what that shit was. But now that's all I cook up in. Like,
that's what's up.
Because I think Ableton has a great sampler. Like their sampler, like it's easier to find sounds and sample sounds and transpose them and do all that shit. Versus like, at least the version of Logic that I have, it was harder to do that, like to sample stuff. I think they have a better sampler now in the newer version, but I don't know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you pulled up today with your whole crew. You guys are all matching.
Yes, sir. Shout out Late Night Early Mornings.
Is that the name of your crew, Late Night Early Mornings?
Yeah, that's the name of our label. We are also our home is Humane Studios, where we cook up all kinds of craziness.
You was telling me about that.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
So would you say all your homies, is this the whole crew right here?
No.
It's
like this is a very, this is like a little pinch of the crew.
Crazy.
Like, bro, it's so many.
That's why y'all do it all. You keep it in-house. Y'all own everything.
Yep.
So I love to hear. Do you have any goal on trying to get signed somewhere? Or you want to keep it independent probably?
I think for the most part we keep it independent because I feel like we live in a DIY stage.
That's what I feel. I feel like the best route to go would be like pretty much DIY independent and then maybe distribution with someone. Yeah. But as far as like management and like all the other stuff, like I feel like DIY independent is probably the way to go nowadays.
Yeah, I feel like once you get your core audience, like once you get established, with an audience and with a following, like you can really, it's really up to you what you do with that. Like, so I think that's the route that we trying to take.
For sure, especially because like with this whole pandemic situation, that shut a lot of people down, like that weren't secular and like able to do stuff on their own. So like, I see the look you're giving them right now. We did the same thing. Like, quarantine didn't stop anything for us
nothing, bro.
because like,
it
we
really
keep
just
it in-house.
Elevated everything.
A lot of people that couldn't go to studios, couldn't do stuff because they didn't get it on their own, couldn't make visuals.
Yeah.
Had like, you know, so I think that's the way to go. I think people are starting to notice that now.
For sure, yeah.
That was a wake-up call for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's just starting to move that way. Like everybody started to become more aware of like what it means to own your masters, what it means to own your publishing.
For sure.
Like, shit, if you're gonna get that deep with it, you might as well like learn how to do all your own videos, do all your own cover art, like mix and master your own songs. Like for a long time, as I was making songs, my homie Coach was like, he was telling me how he would take his songs to like another engineer, and I was like, well, what does the engineer do? Like, or like another person to mix it. I'm like, well, what are they doing that you not? And so over time, I just kept listening to that. Just prompted me to listen to more music and see like, how can I reach that quality sound? And over time, he would hear shit and be like, bro, you mix this? And you're like, this hard. Yeah, it's hard. I'm like, okay.
You getting there.
So just learning it. I feel like just having the mindset of like, let's just go figure it out for ourselves. It's like, that shit is gonna take you real far. So
I feel you.
Yeah.
We jumped right into this conversation, but usually I started off with, where are you from?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, it's my bad. I was so excited to get into it.
For sure. Shout out to my hometown, DC 202. That is where I'm from. Born and raised there. I just came out here to go to school at Emory. I have family who live out here. My former high school basketball coach also lives out here too. Got you.
So would you say more of your music influence comes from the DC time period of your life, or more Atlanta?
I honestly don't know, because I was just like a sponge to everything. Like I literally, I wasn't I honestly couldn't say, because I wasn't attentive with it. Like I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't the kid who was like, oh, I like that, I'm gonna do that someday, or like I'm gonna mimic this. But now that I do music, I can think back to like the 2000s era of all the R&B, all the hip hop that was popping around that time. Like there's no way you could miss those sounds. You know?
No, I know. So, trust me. If you know the channel, you know about Cruise Control, you know that's my bag. Like I be all over the R&B, lo-fi, 2000 stuff. And I can relate to what you're saying, because I'm from LA and I moved here, and I feel like it's a good like half and half mix of influences, but the world is so small now, especially with like the internet. So
yeah,
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your goals in this music thing? Or just like, tell me some of like what you see. Give me a 5 or 10 year thing you see for yourself and late night, early mornings.
For myself, just, I don't know. I think after watching like the Quincy Jones documentary, that shit really inspired me to like just work. Work with so many artists, and just who I am as an artist. Like Chris Hovers is, I do so many things. Like I really want to be like a one-stop shop for artists. Like whenever they come work with me, they can get the beat produced, they can get their song mixed and mastered. Bro, I'll direct your video, I'll shoot it, edit it, whatever. Like your cover art, all that. Like I'm trying to do all that. Even curating content around the artists and like what other, the other projects they have going on.
Okay,
like,
so kind of what we got
I've done short films. Like I've studied film at Emory, so that's pretty much like what I'm good at.
Film major.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep.
I feel you.
Yep. Shout out
him
to
too. Shout out Demi.
Cinematic studies. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, long term, I think just, I don't know, really just making like timeless shit. And with late night, early mornings, like we just have so much stuff coming, like so much content, like our own shows being curated. Like we really are gonna be like, bro, we're gonna be like the Amazon of media.
Okay.
For like artists.
Shoot for the stars.
For like a lot of people, for like a lot of creatives. That's really like the goal. And it's gonna be crazy. A lot of people gonna see it. The music is one thing, but it's so much other stuff. Like,
okay, so what kind of things are you like, I wouldn't say, because I'm not saying like you're copying, but like what kind of things like are your influences when it comes to the media game? Like are you looking at places like Tidal and Revolt TV, which is more like black owned business? Are you thinking more MTV or Complex? Like what kind of?
I don't know. I think like a mix of everything, because I watch so much shit on YouTube, bro. Like all the different like media runs that people do, whether that's like I don't know, like Arts and Raps, or like
that's a good show.
Lyrical Lemonade or Genius, like just all those different things. I think just doing more shows around that, because like especially for DC, like we don't really have too much of that.
Okay,
like,
so you're trying to base everything back to DC?
Yeah, but really go worldwide with it. I mean, it's no reason to just be home, but I think that is something that I do want to bring back to DC, because we don't have it, and we have like we have so much talent.
I know.
Back there. Like it's so many pots of like culture and talent that is crazy.
One of the Bum Squad members, actually, is he from DC, Maryland? Where's he from? Eric. He's from the 404. So I think that's
410.
Is it 410?
I don't know.
It is 410.
Is that Virginia? I don't know.
Nah, he's from like up north. He's from the area, basically, but every single week he has a new artist from up there, so I feel you. It's definitely saturated.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. Like I have a few, shout out to O-Slice, shout out to Kasim, I think 20 Never, that's their crew. Like, yo, it's a lot of dope people, for real. Like, we have some spitters, for real. Like, they dope.
You've been here for a couple of hours now. We've been talking back and forth, bantering about different like anime, different stuff like that. Would you say that anime and like that whole culture plays a part in your creative influence?
Hell yeah, bro. I think anime is just like a whole nother world. Like, I be laughing when people used to think it was weird. Like, it's so dope, bro. Like, it opens up your mind to like
now everybody on the wave.
Now everybody on the wave, yeah. But like,
it's okay.
I don't know. Like, even with like Naruto, like, well, I don't know. When I was younger, like a lot of things I used to think about was centered around like bringing peace to the world, and like he was doing that throughout his anime and like making friends with.
It's the only show that ever made me cry.
Yeah. Ever? I don't know if I ever cried, but ain't nothing wrong with that. It's like no, but like that shit really like it has real characters. You know what I'm saying? Like real.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like things that you could really.
The character development it's ridiculous. It's better than live action.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, I'd definitely say anime. Shit, some of the soundtracks are crazy. I mean, I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but like.
So like, Nujabes, you know Nujabes? He did a lot of like Cowboy Bebop and like OG.
I didn't watch Cowboy Bebop like
so
that,
it's like
but
hip hop influenced lo-fi
Word.
From like some OG anime stuff.
Word.
We mess with him over here.
For sure.
But awesome.
There is one, I think it's an anime called Golden Boy. Okay. It's like an old anime. But
you putting me on right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
One of my homies put me on because I was trying to, like, when I first started learning how to sample, it was like a Golden Boy. They have like a whole soundtrack, bro. That shit's so crazy. It's on YouTube.
That's fire. Yeah. I sampled a song from Bleach once. That shit was hard. Very hard.
Did I watch Bleach? I watched Bleach like one time.
Is there anything you want to share with the people while you hear anything you got a promo, anything you want to?
In My Room music video out now. If y'all haven't seen it, you are asleep. You might be under a rock right now. But that's okay. We try and pull you up from out of that rock.
Need to wake up.
But yeah, In My Room music video shot by me and all the homies, directed by me, edited by me. I also produced the beat, mixed and mastered the song.
Talk about it.
Featuring Victor Rashad, a great artist, featuring A.E. Charles, another dope artist. Late night, early mornings, man. We coming. I'm telling you, like, tune in.
That's what's up, bro. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, bro. Appreciate you shooting the canvas. Thank you for everything.
For sure.
You guys, this has been another conversation with an artist. Shout out my man, Chris Hovers. Thanks for watching.